Hey everyone, this is Mr. Wadman, and today we're going to be talking about ion formation. Now remember that protons are positive and are found in the nucleus and are separated by neutrons. And so we've got protons, they're positive. Neutrons are neutral, so they don't have a charge. And we have electrons, they are on the outside of an atom. And they are negative. All right, so they orbit the electron. Now, if we were going to draw a lithium atom, so our example here is lithium, we could draw it. We've got a positive, that's going to be our proton, and we've got a couple neutrons around here. Got a proton there, and we've got another proton right here. And you'll notice we've got the protons separated by neutrons, and we're going to draw our first shell of electrons and our second shell. Now you guys will remember from Science 9 that 2 electrons are allowed in the first shell and 8 in the second, but because lithium, if you take a look at your periodic table of elements, it's got 3 electrons in an atom. So now it's balanced out, and we can see our protons and neutrons inside, and our electrons orbit the atom in kind of like shells. All right, so we'll just put that in. Now if you turn down to lithium in your periodic table that you've got, I want you to take a look, and we're going to put in some numbers. We've got a 3 here, a 6.9, and a positive. Well, what do these things mean again? Well, the 3 is our atomic number, and this is the number of protons for that atom. And it's also the number of electrons in an atom. And that's really important that it's in an atom. All right. And next we've got our atomic mass. And our atomic mass is the protons, the number of protons, plus the number of neutrons. All right, so to find the number of neutrons, we're going to go 6.9 minus 3. So we would round that up to 7, and we would get 7 minus 3 equals 4. So inside a lithium atom, there would be 4 neutrons. All right, and finally, we've got this positive. And what that is, that's our charge when we have a lithium ion. All right, and now this is when this is telling us what the charge is going to be when we're going to combine it with something. All right, it's ion formation. Now, what does charge mean? Well, remember that protons don't leave. Only electrons do. All right, so charge is caused by either electrons leaving an atom or being gained. So only our electrons move, and that's how ions are formed. Ions mean that the number of protons and electrons are different. All right, so let's look at a couple atoms here. Let's look at a phosphorus atom. All right, and you'll notice I put atom up top, and if you look at your periodic table, it's got an atomic number of 15. So that means it's got 15 protons, and it's got an atomic mass of 31, and a negative charge. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into an ion using that charge. So first off, let's find out how many protons, electrons, and neutrons are here. So we've got P, E, N. And I do this for all of the atoms to turn them into an ion. So we've got 15 protons. And in an atom, we've also got the exact same number. They've got to be balanced, protons and electrons. And neutrons, well, we go 31. We go our atomic mass minus our atomic number, and we get 16. And that's the number of neutrons. All right, so now we've got a phosphorus ion. Well, we still have the exact same number of protons, exact same number of neutrons, but we have to deal with this pesky little charge there. Well, what does that mean? This means, if it's a negative, means that we gained an electron. That's what that negative means. If that was a positive, it would mean that it lost electrons. When we add electrons to something, it gets more negative. All right, so we write down our PEN again, and the number of protons never changed. Our neutrons never changed, but because we added an electron, because we had a negative there, we now have 16 electrons. And that gives us a charge of -1. So really what we're saying is there's -16, that's our electrons, plus a +15, and our overall charge is -1. If you turn the page, I would like you to choose an atom from the first 18 elements and determine the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons for that element, and then make it an ion. All right, go to it.